Grand Rising YouTube, Grand Rising. Good evening, good day, depending on where you are. I'm back in again to channel the messages that are sent to me, through me, and for me to share. Not every message that comes through is going to be a message for everyone, but there's definitely a message here for someone. You just need to take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, I've literally left this message here to rest since yesterday rising. And I've literally just been in energy. I've been channeling. Strong energy here, as the message says, of telepathy. Mediumship. I don't even think really there's even a difference between the two. And it's like everything I'm saying right now is all part of the message. It literally feels like that. I'm going to read what I wrote. I've wrote quite a bit, so I feel like this is just going to be a video of just listening and talking, communication, Gemini energy. So I started writing this off yesterday when I thought I was going to come in and do the other part to this message, but I was guided to just rest. So mediumship and listening, 10:33. They're talking, connecting from the other side. Careful what you ask for, is what I heard. That was at 9 o'clock a.m. yesterday rising. Again, it brings me back to the whole energy of the children of Lur. The curse of being cursed for 900 years at 300 years at a time. 1.1. I explained the story of the children of Lur in the message part 1.1. 1 out of 9 in every reality. Then the numerologies are speaking to me. So 100 take away 9 will leave it 800 across the world. This could be something about 8 months. 8 to 800 still loose. There's something very significant about Lionsgate. I wrote this yesterday, and within the channeled message that I got today, it came through even more clearer. So I'm going to keep reading. So 8 to 800 still to lose. Lionsgate. Drained or a part of a group. Age 19 to 39. But there's something very specific about being age 37. I then heard plain as day. Can't fool an old fool. I was then brought back to a vision and a poem that I wrote about a month ago on my Facebook page. I won't read that now, but I will attach it. They're bringing you inside scoop. They're bringing you what's the tea. Literally. At the time of me writing this, I was hearing the names of some of my decks and the other decks I've got here. And it was what's the tea, what's the vibe, what's the saga, and the Kipper-ish. And then I was also channeling the wild deck, the wild unknown. Can't fool an old fool. I'm hearing it again. Again at 9:24 a.m. And as I'm saying these times, it's almost like I'm giving a breakdown of how something unfolded in the eyes of, I'm hearing the beholder, from the horse's mouth. I've been hearing this yesterday since I pulled this card, which says horse freedom. It's kind of giving me the energy of this is coming straight from the horse's mouth. I'm going to keep writing. So 9:24 a.m. The ancestors and or your intuition is giving you information, little and often, unaware, and to, through, and about the opposing forces. Try to get you all bottled up, trying to get you all angered. And I feel like it's not the energy of the message, and I hope that this message is not triggering you, and I hope that it doesn't trigger you. This is just a message of awareness. It's bringing forward clarity. Clarity was the overall energy that came through here. Clarity. Behind that is the high priestess and the hierophant. This information is coming from a higher force, a higher source. This is coming from directly from your higher self. Different realms, you know. Again, I'm going to get into some different realm energy that I picked up on. To and through and about the opposing forces that are trying to get you all bottled up in your emotions, angry. I saw the fizz bottle and the explanation that I gave to my eldest when she was really young, and I was explaining anger. And I had a bottle of fizzy drink, and I explained to her that right now everything's calm, you know, because the drink was settled. So as I was talking, I picked up the bottle and I kind of began to shake it, little bit by little bit, little bit by little, but gradually I was shaking it a bit more. Gradually I was shaking it a bit more. And then all of a sudden, you can see that the bottle's starting to swell. It's getting more intense. And I knew what was about to happen. I was about to show her now. If you allow yourself to get too angry, what can happen? So what I did is I opened the bottle, took off the cap, and it spilled over like a lava. She kind of chuckled. We both laughed because we both kind of knew. I think subconsciously she knew what was about to happen because she had that look in her face. You know when you're expecting something to happen? Can't think of the word right now. But anyway, I'm going to keep reading. They wanted to gloat, had a vision of when they sacrificed Aslan. I had, at the time of writing this, I was brought back to the cartoon, The Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, and the movie also of when they brought Aslan to the stone and they sacrificed him. But the thing is, he resurrected because they went against the laws. Going back to my poetry that I shared in the previous messages attached to this message, it's the laws, or is it the in-laws? Because right now I feel like I'm in energy with the in-laws. Chapter 1313, I felt that was ancestral energy, your lineage. For those who I'm connecting to on the even side of things. So there's two energies here. There's evens and then there's odds. I'm going to explain that more as I go down. So I feel like I'm in mediumship, telepathic energy with those from not your bloodline, not your lineage, but from and within the same cluster. 37. 37 is the energy of the tugger man, tugger girl, children of Lur. We all have free will of choice, making the right decisions. Is it the indoors? So I was just trying to find where I was. They're watching you. The ancestors, whilst they're watching you, the ancestors are watching them and allowing them to do what they're doing. They saw them before they saw you. This, I believe, it's an in-law ancestor. They don't defend who is right. They defend what's right. No coincidence of a meeting at first sight, pre-planned, playing on your weaknesses, your divine soul contract. Aquarius may be significant in your chart. Here I wrote, I'm a new age informer, I heard. Time of Aquarius. They played an emotional game of push and pull. Sometime-ish. Absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of an energy. Coming in speaking your language and on a level that they think that they know you on. Watch what you ingest, drink, food, surroundings, company. By association. You know when they say guilty, by association. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. This group in particular has been in alliance since 2002, 2003. Eyes on You, Game Changer, Jigsaw, Long in the Pipework, Umbilical Cord. I continued writing. Again, like I said, it's the numerology that was standing out to me. I'm going to read this part here first. So I said, a slight odd feeling that the information is being brought forwards from the 1st to the 10th of July. Now this is going back to a season, one of my seasons that I did, which is, I believe it was Damnation. The goodness is wanting to shed light on a dark situation. The goodness is wanting to shine light to an unsolved mystery. They're trying to cause you to sacrifice your blessings, as if by your own choices, which in fairness is your choice, is the case. But under heavy manipulation, firstly, these are no strangers. You are no stranger to them. It's a kind of an energy of a handover. It's that kind of an energy of when you end a relationship. That's why it's good to take that time out for yourself in that separation, because if you go into this energy of rebound, it's like walking into the same energy of what you just came from, because you've not seen the reflection of what you was meant to see, kind of thing. So I'm going to keep reading. There's something about 2 years. It's almost like they've been training. Whosoever it is that's coming towards you is put into training for 2 years. You may have looked them straight in the eyes during this time. Is the reason why you may feel, when you do meet them, a strong connection, as if you've seen them before. And why you feel as though you know them from somewhere. Or the whole, it was a meant to be. And this is where I was picking up on the energy of frequencies, because going back to the message here, the card came through called the Black Sun. Now I put this up on my community channel. The Black Sun is basically the opposite to the actual sun. So it's like a mirroring energy of what's going on in a parallel universe dimension, the 2D, I'm going to call it, because that's how it's coming through to me with this channeling. So we're on the 3D as we know it, which is our reality. But this telepathic communication energy is coming from a low vibration who wants to shed light onto a situation. This is a 2D, this is a two-dimensional energy, if that's making sense. Because every time I go to write to be, I see 2D. I'm hearing 2D as I see this card here, 2D. These energies have attachments from the 2D dimension, the Black Sun, mirror of this reality. That's the STE energy. When they say sexually transmitted energies, is coming from that 2D dimension, the soulless energy. But these entities that roam have been here since the beginning of time. Entities we've been exposed to since a child. No control of your own or of our own until we know better. They say it takes 9 months for a baby to form. So when I do the numerology, it tallies up to 15, because I'm reading the numerology also, which is devil energy. You know, they say this is the devil's playground. So we're safe in the mother's womb for the 9 months, pure, innocent. Then we're born into the devil's playground in order to bring some form of balance. 15, break it down to the 6. It's that balance energy. Something about 2015 to 2016 may be relevant. And I would say at least 9 months in order for us to heal. Break it down to the 11 months, which is an even energy, an even number. So let me break down when I say odds and even. The energies of 2, I feel, is coming from the energy of this 2D energy. In the parallel energy of our reality, of the Black Sun. You know, they're coming over into this energy. With the dripping moon. It's in the reverse. right over the energy of the children of Lur. The Hierophant card is right behind the children of Lur and this dripping moon. Is from a parallel universe. But there's something that you're seeing clearly. This message is coming through to me very clearly, despite how I'm wording it right now. High Priestess energy. So I wrote, again, I'm going to read, but these entities that roam have been here since the beginning of time. Entities we've been exposed to since a child. No control of our own until we know better. They say it takes 9 months for a baby to form. 15. Break it down to the 6. 2015 to 16 may be relevant. And I would say at least 9 months to heal. Break it down to the 11, even number. So imagine 15 years from 0 to 15, using myself as an example, it would say take at least 15 years to heal and bring some kind of balance to trials and tribulations, manipulations, mind control, conditioning of an unhealed generation. And at the time I was writing generation, I heard generator, and then I also heard exterminator, black male energy, feels orderly, as if something's being ordered. It feels agendary. It feels like all eyes on me, and I feel like that's a movie. And I was continuing to write here. Again, the numerology, something between the 2nd and the 8th. Today is the 2nd of the 8th month, but something about the dates between 2 and 8. I started writing this at 9:21 a.m. 921. What's the odds? 7:31 a.m. on the 1st of the 8th, 2024. Break it down to the 17th. This star, Aquarius energy. There's a merging of consciousness is what I'm hearing right now. I didn't write that, but right now I'm hearing a merging of consciousness. The 17th to the 26th may be relevant also. And at the time of me writing this, I was feeling some activation around my stomach area, solar plexus, up towards the heart chakra. 2 and 4 is 6. Then I was looking at the numerology here, and believe me, the numerology here was definitely talking to me more so. So 2121, break it down to the 3 and the 3. Break that down further to the 6. Now this can be the 6th month, the 6th day, the 6th year. I was picking up on 1996 and 2006. So I got 07 and 07. Break it down to the 14. Break that down further to the 5. I'm hearing you are the change. I'm also hearing you are the shadow. Again, 1551. Break that down to 6 and 6, which is the 12. Break it down further to the 3. Then I was seeing the time here, 6:53 a.m. or p.m. The years 2003, 2005, and 2006 may be relevant. I was picking up on the energy here. Now we're coming into an energy of who I may be connecting with on the even side of the scales. So past life memory. Could know each other from the days of Moses. I was hearing, I'm literally just writing what I was hearing as I was looking at how these numbers and how I interlock them and how I interlock them. There's a middleman grey area. There's a missing link is what I want to say. There's a missing link. So you could know each other from the days of Moses. Past life energy, church vibes is what I was getting. Choir, music, creativities, past life memories, flashes, flashbacks, little and often. 241. I was looking at these numbers here. 241. 241. going back to some of my other messages, I wrote that there's a group. I see this as a group. The events, I see them as a group. And in previous message I've done, I've titled it Middleman Grey Area, All for One and One for All. But this seems like it's the beginning of something, like an organization or something that is just begun, because it's 2-4-1, 2-4-1. Like this is at a point where this is where the auction was happening. Someone's feeling guilty for some form of auctioning. So that's where I was getting that energy from. So that's the common dynamic. And then I heard You See Too Much, which is also a season that I did. I have to go back to see which season that was, which chapter that was, sorry. I'm also picking up on a more sinister energy also when I see the 2-4-1. I see 2 high priestesses and 1 magician. I see 2 events, 2003 to 2023. I see the 6th of March. I see 6:35 p.m. I see the 14th. I see temperance energy. Seeing deeper than the cut, I see and feel the wound, the unhealed, the wounded warrior energy. I also pick up on this energy of stunting here. The card that came through was stunting, trickster. In regards to the emotions, behind all of this is the energy of Puss in Boots. The energy of those who's carrying this entity from the 2D dimension. These events. Major life-changing events, yours or this person's energy, or within this group's energy, you see, feel and hear at a distance. At 6:37, it would have been, so this is when, again, this is this rising, I'm going back to this rising. I was awake already for at least 3 hours, but I'd gone downstairs to go and make some tea. At 6:37, or around 6:37, I heard the song Don't Piss Me Off. Now, I don't listen to this music. Honestly, it's not my taste of music. But I kind of chuckled to myself whilst I was waiting for the kettle to boil. So the phone I had on me at the time, I searched it into YouTube. And then I heard, don't just listen, look. But as I looked up and I saw the clock. The clock said 6:37. But I know that's the wrong time. So I looked at what the right time was. The right time was 7:07. So anyway, I was listening to the song, and as I was listening to the song, I was receiving downloads, but I didn't have a pen nor paper with me. I was waiting for the kettle to boil, making some tea. So anyway, I carried on doing what I was doing. The downloads were coming. I came upstairs. I kind of forgot about the wrong time and all of this and all of that, but I just knew it was the wrong time. But I couldn't remember what was the time difference of my clock in my kitchen and in general, because I didn't look on the right one. I was too busy listening to the song. So anyway, I digress. So at 6:37, it would have been the wrong time, and I saw Tim. 7:07, I went back upstairs. I looked at the clock again. Now this was the right time. 7:07 was on my phone. So I couldn't tell you what the time difference was. I couldn't work it out. So anyway, I went back. I went down in my kitchen, boiling my kettle. I clocked the time, like I just explained. The difference between what was and what is wrong is 9 minutes. Let me just break it down. It's 9 minutes. But in order to make this an even number, I would have to add 2, which is this energy, the confusion, you know? I hope you're following me. So the difference between the wrong time in my kitchen and the right time is 9 minutes. Plus 2 equals 11. Odd. Good cop, bad cop is the energy I was picking up on. Ride and or Die, the Die Hard movie, also Bad Boys 2 with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, I think it is. Be mindful of what you're calling and why. Be mindful of what you're calling in towards you and why. First Love Energy. First Cut is the Deepest. It's a song that I was channeling also. I wrote here, what is true love when you didn't really understand the meaning of true love? Going back to the foundation, however that may resonate for you. Like you may now. Time is a healer and time is a revealer. Again, I was picking up on the energy here of violation, manipulation, confusion, hallucination through manipulation. I was picking up on my poem that I wrote back in 2020, and I said, Corona, she's one revealer. I'm gonna have to sing it. Corona, she a one revealer. Have some man in the yard like diva, whilst them women's out a road and the cook and the clean in the times of Corona. Sorry, let me say that again. Whilst them women's out a road and a work and coming and cooking clean in the times of Corona. Whilst them mans them have them foot and them cock up, I move like diva. Yeah. Violation energy. I'm just gonna leave that there. Who really was the love that you're calling back in? It could just be a replay of the same energy. And I wrote here, someone is about to see. Someone is about to see today, maybe in 4 days. And when I do the numerology of what I literally just wrote, it's on the 8th of the 8th, 2024, which breaks it down to the 888 gate at your gate, talking about fate. I hear it, or it's too late. Now this is how I know that I was being triggered. So if there was some kind of situation that may have taken place for you in the past around Corona times, or just in general where you've figured out somebody's true colors, I feel like some form of information may come to you today, which could be this message, but I feel like it's more so in regards to the Lion Gates energy, 888. I mean, today's the 2nd, so on the 7th, we'll make it 4 days from now, depending on whenever you see this message. But like I said, they're talking about fate. I hear in the ethers, but it's too late. Or is it too late? Someone could be asking you, is it too late? Hashtag mate. So this can be a friend also. It might not necessarily be someone that you had a romantic connection with, although it may resonate for everybody differently. Jamaicans will say that your matey was your third party. You know, I guess it's sarcasm. Yeah, so the third party could just be a friend that's coming towards you. Could be Leo energy. And then I was writing at 10:50. I was looking at the 1551. I'm hearing turnaround. Whatever started in this lifetime, you're turning it around. You're a chain breaker. You're a healer, and I will explain it as I keep going on. So there's a turnaround. That was then and this is now. Time flies when you're being watched or when there's nothing to see. But you're healing. You're healing bottled emotions. Your heart is felt. Your intent is seen. 51 take away 15 equals 36. Change the order. So there's no 37 here no more. There's no children of learn. You took it back a step. Or at least someone's taking you back a step to see something from a bigger picture. There's a need, I feel like, to read Matthew 17, break it down to the star energy, and Matthew 7, which is the chariot energy. your healings become so much more than the generation that was before. I say it's Matthew 17 because yesterday when I pulled this card, I thought it was Matthew 17, and it's not. It's Matthew 7, verse 17. But again, this is a mirroring energy message I'm picking up on. So again, it could be it's Matthew 17, verse 7 is the reason why I got these two scriptures here, as a kind of insight as to what's going on. The two scriptures speak of, basically one of them is speaking of, how can you tell another person what to do when you have your own to do, you know? It's like, don't fling stones when you live in a glass house kind of energy. But the card came through yesterday because there's a synchronicity here, there's a mirroring energy here. And it's, I am who I am. Who am I to judge? You know, when you've been there before, you've seen a reflection of something before, you've been caught up in a situation like this before. So you understand why somebody may react the way they do, cautiously. "4 days, 4 hours. The angels." This felt like more so of mediumship, a message from somebody who's wanted out of this even group. But it's an energy of once you're in, you're in. There's only one way out, and that's the energy I'm picking up on in the energy of Capricorn, Shankrella, and I'm not sure of the zodiac. I believe it could be an Aquarius, or possibly, I believe it's an Aquarius in regards to the energy of this message. Possibly a Libra. Someone wanted to leap out of there, possibly even Aries, going back to the message which I recorded but got wiped away. Somebody is feeling very guilty on the other side of the actions that they may have taken within their own reality, and they're coming forward through me to bring the message to you. It's almost like an energy of, remember what you've gone through. Remember what you've gone through. Not to make the same mistake twice. Because I feel like there's a mirroring energy that's moving towards you. But not only is there a mirroring energy moving towards you, they're moving towards you at the same pace that there's a true connection moving towards you. So there's a need to use your discernment, I guess, is the energy I'm picking up on here. There's an energy here, possibly Scorpio energy, that's trying to cause a confusion in regards to some kind of spark that you may have right now in a connection, that you may be in some kind of time apart from. When I see the card 70707, I see 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords. That's trickery at best. What I don't see is the 7 of Pentacles. It's like that's, you know, and the 7 of Wands. No defense. No finances. No defense. It could be a legal situation that someone's trying to create. They're trying to create turmoil in your world that you've got no finances to fall back on, you know? And I'm looking at the song back there. There's 2 songs that's coming through. One's called Stunting, and this one's one of my own songs. And it says, in order for you to stop me, you would have to go back into history. For you, that could have been kind of risky. But it's a chance that these energies are willing to take, because there's some kind of incentive that they're getting from doing what it is that they're doing against you. Whatever this co-creation is against you, there's an incentive for them. It's an incentive because their beast is being fed. They're just basically being used, conditioned, going back to, and I would attach it to the description. There's a poem I wrote in regards to the monitoring flies. This almost gives me the energy of that illustration which I drew. Going back to a movie called The Fly. It's a back in the day movie. I think it's like the 80s or possibly even the 90s, where these people are literally falling apart because of the wickedness and the guilt, because of the wounds that they've created for people, not just physically but also emotionally, just in order to create this confusion. But what they fail to understand is, you know, when they say you was born in confusion, so you got the ability to see within the dark. You got the ability to see within the dark. So you receive messages from the evil. That's the card that's came through here. In regards to these people, these big people who are acting like children over people's destinies. They don't understand that you receive telepathic communication, and I'm also picking up on the energy here where you may have even interrupted telepathically communication with these groups, while you know what to avoid, when to avoid it. Your intuition will just tell you don't go, or you know, whatever it may be for you. Your intuition is guiding you in order for you to get certain clarity. Going back to a song up here, this is the energy of first love. Before you knew truly what first love was. Me tell him say him have to put down the gun thing, otherwise says anything I spin. Remember, if you hear them lyrics back, don't be shocked. Remember, say it a the man who have the keys to my heart and it lock. But what is true love when you're so young, you know? There was another page that I wrote, and I wrote this page about 2 days ago in regards to the mediumship energy I was picking up on in regards to the missing boy from the UK who went missing in Tenerife and his body was found. Now, I didn't know, I knew his body was found, but I didn't know the length of time that it took to find him. I knew it was a lengthy time. But I'm going to read what I wrote here. I just got distracted from that confirmation. I see you and another, or this is two, three energies working together. Alchemist energy turns pain into love. May not have sparked off well. This kind of experience can make anyone weary, but deception has been peeped and seen. Something here about bearing the same fruit, going back to Matthew 17. Transformation of someone's decided that they want to change their ways, and I feel like this is why I was picking up on the energy of it was too late for them to change. They was ordered to do something, and at the last minute they couldn't bring themselves to do it. I was literally seeing someone vomiting, someone being sick. This has now gone over their heads in the hands of God. They now may be going through what you went through by their actions. The quantum leap energy, the shift, is raising the rose elf's hand from underground. Someone may have seen a hand. 29. Now at this point I circled 29 and 1929, and I didn't realize or understand why until I stopped writing, because this was within the pause. So I stopped writing and I went out of my room to get air. I was so hot. And in the meantime, I was talking with my son, and I was kind of explaining, or even more so, talking out loud, say, as to the energies I was picking up on. And he said to me, because I said to him, it's going to be breaking news. Whatever this is, it feels like breaking news. He says to me, it's already happened. So I said, what are you talking about? And I kind of chuckled, because, yeah, I just kind of chuckled. So anyway, he went onto his TikTok and he brought up one of the TikToks, and literally he put his hand on his face, and I said, what? And he showed me his phone, and on the phone, on this particular TikTok, it said it took them 29 days to find his body. At that point, it was confirmation to me of, number one, why I was in a pause for so long, because the energy kind of shifted mid-reading. And then I realized what I was in. And then I looked down at the reading, and I was brought back to the time of Shanquella's murder when she was in Mexico. And the card that's confirming them energies is this card of the Traverses, which is a card of forward movement. It's almost the energy of the I would say of the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, and the World card, you know. And then this card also is a setup energy. Be mindful of a setup energy. I feel that this energy is coming forward to try and warn you of and confess. The initial J, and like I said, this was all coming through before, because when I read the story of the juniper tree, she had the name Jasmine came through, but she planted a jasmine seed. And then the initials on the high priestess also may have been two. They may not have just been the one that we all know about. There may have been two. I was also picking up on the energies of dancing around the remains, I'm just going to say, of the initials. Undiscovered mystery. The center of this is the children of Lur, which goes back to my season 9. It's a deep energy. Some is first strike and they're out. The wild swan. Somebody wanted to, whoever's in the energy of a Sagittarius within this situation, they never wanted to be dedicated to what this is. There's also a Virgo in this situation who no longer wants no entanglement within this situation, but there's more than one Virgo playing a part within this situation, going back to the previous message that was unrecorded. Also, the energy of Aries came through in the reverse. For some reason, I feel like there's a perception that's changed here. I'm hearing right now, I once was blind, but now I see. Someone wants out. So again, I could also be channeling that the young teenager from the UK could also be a Sagittarius, wants out of this situation, deceptive situation that they've co-created in, with possibly a Virgo and a Libra that's now in some form of separation, going through some things. This is giving brother, sister, lover energy. The lover was the one who pulled the short straw. And I told that story through my channel. Again, I keep hearing, be mindful of what you're calling in. Be mindful of what you're asking for. There's a need to be very specific in what it is that you're asking for or wishing for. When you're manifesting, calling in your soulmate. It's like this strong energy of you needing to be within your divine center point in order to call in your divine counterpart on that same divine frequency. And on that note, that's the end of my channeled messages, and I'm going to literally end it here. But I'm going to pull an angel message for those that it's resonating with. And it says, your prayers are being answered. Your prayers are being received by the divine. Answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. Make a decision. Are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in this situation? Accept divine guidance, pointing you towards your own joy. You deserve it. What I do want to see is what's being activated here. Again, we've got this energy of perception. Perception's coming through again. It came through overall energy in my chapter 1313. It's like your perception to people, places, and things is this change. It's like it's not that you wouldn't trust again, but you're just seeing people, places, and things in a different way. Freedom. And this card wanted to come through as well. Surrender, card number 39. This is the second time this card also came through in part 1. And freedom also came through in part 1. So again, I feel like, don't get me wrong, I feel like this is the masculine's energy. This is a masculine's energy. Going back to the messages I did, throat chakra and miracle fell to the ground. Going back to some of the messages I did prior to my chapter 1313. Be mindful of what you're speaking, because there's energies out here that's trying to oppose your joy, your happiness, your abundances. So when they see that you've got joy and happiness and peace and contentment and love coming towards you because you've done the healing work, they're trying to throw you off by sending in a darker energy from this black sun energy to play with your emotions. But now's the time to use your discernment and be mindful of the world that we're living in today and the entities that's roaming around within human form. The true love card came through in the reverse. Came through in the reverse because it's a mimic of what's true. It's a mimic of what's true. All is already provided for us by the natural earth. Ashe. It was also, I didn't read this part in my I was picking up on the carbonation energy. It's almost like somebody's trying to create a group, start some form of group. I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. And they're looking for recruits. They're flying all over the world looking for recruits to join this group that they wanting to create. This whole 2-for-1, this whole 2-for-1, 1-for-all energy. They're trying to become the all-for-one, 1-for-all. They're trying to create a case of history. They're trying to follow in their mother's or their father's footsteps. It's the case of, it doesn't have to be a case of like mother, like daughter, or a case of like father, like son. Somebody's following the footsteps of their dark angel ancestor that lived within the energy of 37. They're trying to recreate something in this timeline, and for some reason you're getting caught in the crossfire, or at least that's what they're hoping. But when they're watching you, the ancestors are watching them, and even their ancestors are not agreeing with what the things that they're doing. Their ancestors are not agreeing with what, it's that whole saying that I wrote in my channeled message. It's not who's right, it's what's right. It's this whole energy here. I can't remember the equal rights and justice, balance. And on that note, I'm going to end this message here, hoping that these messages have made sense and I haven't lost you along the way. I guess it's probably going to come through other messages and be a lot more clearer. But there's definitely somebody within a trap. I feel like they're trapped in between. They're not at peace right now until I feel like they bring forward a message of what a plan could have possibly been against you. I am going to come back in with some tarot, and that message I feel like is going to be the last message. I keep on saying that, but for some reason they just keep wanting to talk. Someone's not at peace. It's also bringing me back to a message I did a couple of weeks ago in regards to, this is a message from an empress, a passed over loved one, trying to explain to a masculine that it was okay for them to let them go and that they could move on, you know. They wasn't at peace until that masculine was at peace. And I feel like that's the intrusion of whosoever's coming in the energy of this black sun energy. They're trying to intrude, but they've been sent. Understand? They've been sent towards you to intrude on that part of your timeline. They're playing with time, you know. It's the kind of energy I'm picking up on right now. And on that note, I'm going to kind of end this message here. Love and light. Don't forget to subscribe, share this message.